This thermostat was already hanging off the wall when I got to it, so it's a perfect one to upgrade to a smart thermostat. Cielo actually sent this one over for me to review and sponsored this video. Thank you so much to them. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. In addition to all of the instructions, you're going to get the thermostat, the base plate, a C wire adapter in case you don't have a common wire, and a big goof plate, which is going to help you if you have holes in the wall or some paint to cover up. It's also a great idea before you get started to understand what type of system you have, whether you have a furnace and AC or a heat pump or a boiler, something like that. Get some knowledge, whatever you can, on your system. One of the easiest mistakes to make when replacing your thermostat is not turning the power off at the furnace. You want to make sure that you don't have any electricity going through the thermostat wires when you pull them off. Otherwise, you can short out a fuse or blow the transformer in the furnace, and you're going to have a bad time. Most thermostats disconnect pretty easy. You just have to pull apart the thermostat, and this one was a little trickier because it wasn't actually mounted to the wall, so I kind of had to pry my fingers in there, but that will expose all of the thermostat wire connections. It's always a great idea to take a picture of the thermostat connections before you get started. And this kit actually comes with some labels that you can put on them as well. So once you're confident that you know which thermostat wires are going where, you also want to make sure you check the top and bottom of the thermostat strip because sometimes there'll be letters above and below. So just take that picture and write down what they are above and below in case they're in a different order on the new thermostat. New thermostat mounts pretty easy. There's a built-in level on the base plate. If you want to put the goof plate on, you tuck that behind. But other than that, you feed the wires through, mark your holes, set your anchors, and screw it in, and you're done. Really easy. After you're sure the thermostat is mounted to the wall, then you just need to start connecting your wires in the same order that you took them off. Hopefully you have it labeled and took the picture. Push button connectors make it super easy, and these pins need to be lined up before you push it onto the wall. You do not want to bend those pins. The thermostat should click in place and feel very snug on the wall. And I would definitely recommend peeling off this film. I've seen like the sun melt those things on. Looks really good on the wall. You're ready to turn on the power now. And if you've done everything right, the thermostat should light up. Hooray, the thermostat lit up. You are like 90% through with this job. It even tells you which wires you got connected. So if you had one that was loose, or like I actually had here, I had the Y1 on the Y2 slot. I just messed up and I had to take everything apart and change that wiring because it told me that my wiring was incorrect. What a great feature. If you do make a mistake and one of the wires is not showing up, you can just turn the power back off and reconnect it again. Now with the correct wiring in place, it'll let me navigate further through the menu, and it's got a complete guided setup. It also has an app that works with it, which is going to be really nice because you're going to be able to control the temperature from your bed, so you don't have to get up and change the temperature at the actual thermostat, which is so good on these Wi-Fi thermostats. Once you set up your account on the app, it'll ask you for the registration code on the thermostat, and so they'll sync together. This process actually went really well. On the actual thermostat itself, it reminded me of like a really well done thermostat. You got heat, auto, cool. You can actually change the fan to the on position, which is so good. You can't do that on some of the larger brand competitors, which is so frustrating for a lot of homeowners. There are all kinds of bells and whistles. You can connect this thing to the weather. The weather is actually one of my favorite things to do on smart thermostats because I pretty much walk by it every day and I kind of know what's going on outside based on that. You can go in and adjust from 24-hour to military time if you want, and you can change your time zone and date, all the good stuff like that. Raising the temperature up and down from the thermostat was as simple as a plus or minus button. You can do permanent hold, temporary hold, or you can run a schedule, and you can even go on vacation mode where you can input your flight times, and so you can have this thing programmed to save energy while you're gone. Thermostat also has geofencing, so you can set like a radius around your house that when you're driving home, you can have the thermostat turn on and bump down the temperature in the summer or bump it up in the wintertime, vice versa. If you're not sure how to set a schedule, I'll do a separate video in the future on that. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment what temperature you like to keep your home at. I'll tell you, we keep ours around 74 to 73 degrees in the summertime. Here's a look at how the app looks to change temperatures. If you're in the automatic mode, you can set the lower range and the upper range of the heating and cooling. You can do all the same controls pretty much that you could do from the thermostat itself. If your thermostat is running backwards and you have a heat pump, you may have the reversing valve energized on the cooling mode versus energized on the heating mode. So you may need to go back and adjust that, but just check your heating and cooling. It could be a simple set point like that. If you want to get one of these thermostats, be sure to check the link in my description down below. Let me know what you think about smart thermostats.